The one thing that I think is funny, AK, how much did you listen to John Cameron? So you want to make up lies against multiple people because nobody called CPS on anybody. But that's your narrative you want to spin just to have people go hate people. And one thing you got to realize, when you trigger somebody and shit blows out of their mouth and they apologize for it publicly and they mean it because I did, why don't you think what pushed somebody to say some shit they don't even remember saying, AK? You and John Cameron are one and the same. You both are after attention, and you both will bold-faced lie to people that support your lies just to have more support. But see, you got to understand something, AK. Okay, this is an example of what really irks me when people need help, okay? Now, you do have a bill, you do have amount due. I don't know what your bank account was, so I can't sit there and say nothing about it. But when you show people $1,186.70 some cents, and you needed 470 some dollars and some odd cents, that was for March, AK. Your April bill, you needed 420 some dollars, but your whole bill itself was 1136. And if I remember correctly, you got $1,600. What did you do with the rest of that money, AK? Because your bill was only 1136.78. So don't sit there and say that your bill went up because you sent me the screenshot of your bill that was due April 23rd. So how can they just in the middle of your billing cycle add more to it? So please explain that process. You can't show one for March and you only need the one for April. And John Cameron, this is to show you my 1099 for PayPal for TikTok for 2025. So what you're doing is false reporting, and it is punishable by law. And I just might have to press those charges on you. And as you can tell, it has my name on it, and it's a third-party network. Oh, damn. Now, AK, let's address one other thing. When I said a pole and you said a clothes rack, what's this in the picture? So when someone grabs it and it comes apart because of the way it's being grabbed, what is in his hand swinging? A pole. Maybe you need to seriously ask questions and get facts before you go putting out lies, intentional lies because you don't like somebody. That's a piss poor excuse, especially when you're dealing with somebody's DB story. You keep on that track. You too, John Cameron. And you're going to find out real quick. You're going to do it to the wrong person. And you can say whatever you want about me. I really don't give a shit. You know why? Because I know the facts. That's why I say none of you are true crime. You don't even know how to tell the truth, much less anything else. You're sick people. You're twisted. So find out the details if you want to find out. Instead of sit on your panel, AK John Cameron, and bash people with a bunch of lies just because you don't like them. And John Cameron, you're nothing but an ass kisser. I'm just going to say that straight up. So, AK, you'd rather believe God is my rock, Thomas Savard, and John Cameron, instead of doing your due diligence to get facts and not made up stories. I have a lot of proof on John Cameron, and he fucking knows it. And the only reason he joined your side is because he don't like people coming after him. And he knew you would. Because he's had conversations with a lot of people, but I won't go into that. And John Cameron, it's your choice not to accept a public apology of me taking accountability for my actions. And just for the record, people did tell me. I don't remember saying it. And if you go back and really look at it that night, the way AK was doing with my DB story was very triggering. That's only a reason. I accept responsibility for what came out of my mouth, whether I remember it or not. So when real people try to take accountability, all you want to do is push them down and make up more lies. You know, like the CPS thing, right, AK? Prove it. And it's one thing that a lot of people don't understand. When people like AK and John Cameron or anybody else over there at the square table says anything, I want proof. And John Cameron, do you really want me to prove on some of the things that you bought with some of the money that you received? Do you really want me to prove the purple and blacks and stuff and toys? Do you really want me to prove that, John Cameron? And the next time you want to sit there and say I wouldn't come to your house because somebody already died there, that was my DV story. And this is how you treat people because you don't like them. And not only that, John Cameron, you've been in my home. You walked out it, didn't ya? So stop making up shit to make your story more plausible, because it's all nothing but lies and it's about money. Period. And I got a lot of proof to prove it, John Cameron. So AK, if you really want to do your due diligence in the true crime network, then learn to get facts. And just like I said in the video, that rack has poles. And when it falls apart, there's a pole. That's how fucked up you and John Cameron is. And anybody else on that panel who agreed with you. I took accountability for my actions because I needed to. I didn't have to. I wanted to. And if this is how people's going to be towards somebody that they trigger with real life shit, then you're no better than they are. And maybe sometimes people need to ask for proof instead of just their word. Right, John Cameron? And also, too, make sure it's duly noted for 2025 for PayPal. And make sure you've got concrete proof just like that to tell people with disability. And I'm still waiting for Adult Protective Services. Cameron, stop playing your fucking games because you want attention. Stop making up more lies because, see, I can rebut all of them. And just because I got rid of some of the smaller shit doesn't mean I still don't have the bigger shit. Because, see, I never fully trusted you to start with. 3 times I gave you a chance, John Cameron. There is no more. You and AK really need to provide facts, not your feelings. Because when you're dealing with somebody's real life, fuck your feelings. Feelings don't matter. Facts do. So why don't you get that next time and leave DV and SA survivors alone? Because all you're going to do is the next one you attack like you have me, you're going to cause them to unalive themselves. And I'd hate to be in your shoes if that happens. For clicks, views, money, what? Clout? I hope it's worth it to you. Just saying.